Greetings, good people. What's up? What's happening? My name is Dr. Clarence. I'm going to give you a timeline of the past 20 years in the Zimbabwe media landscape, stretching all the way back in time from the days when we didn't have internet. This is the time where the newspaper was only for bosses. Those days, just holding a newspaper would make you look sophisticated. Having a newspaper then would be like holding an iPhone now, right? Even women, when they see you with a newspaper, they would love you, right? Coming out on TV was a lifetime achievement. One could actually perceive you in the TV, right? Those days, we still had Nokia 3310, 6700. Polyphonic tone, right? With those monotonic tone, right? SIM card RAM phone is the 300 US, right? Those days, even the English Premier League was not there. In fact, not a lot of people had televisions those days. So we're going to be covering all the media, print media, broadcast media, radio, TV, where we get internet, social media, everything and thing. So I'm going to start from the year 2000. Jonathan Moyo is made the Minister of Information in the year 2000. And again, 2000 is the new millennium. Akusatwa na social media. Akuna WhatsApp. The main source of information is oral speculation, bringing up stories like, remember the Y2K compliance conspiracy that suggested that all computers would stop working pachango shiga 00 o'clock. Tapita new millennium Y2K. Tapita na 2000. Tasata the year 2000, it was 2000 shit, right? So then there were rumors that the world is going to end in the year 2000, right? Those days we didn't have internet. That's how we're doing it. And Jonathan Moyo is first year in office. What does he do? Year 2002. From 2000 go to 2001, in fact, right? Under the Broadcasting Services Act, 2001, 2002, Access to Information and Privacy Act, IPA. IPA is the one that will see daily news being barred for many years in the future. Then POSA, Public Order and Security Act, comes in the year 2002. Then the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation Commercialization Act comes in the year 2003. And then the Zimbabwe Broadcast Corporation Act, 2003 again. Right? Let's continue. Anyways, so these days the newspaper was still big. And we entered the year 2004. Cinema bashments are big. We're having bashments those days. We are having an Asimad Entertainment, Templeman at KFC. The same year, 2004, is when Radio 3 changes its name to Power FM. Yani Power Manje. Radio Zimbabwe. Yani Radio 2 before that. Now it's Radio Zimbabwe. Radio 4 becomes National FM. Radio 1 becomes Sport FM. That is the year 2004. Econet is already there. At this time, Econet has 140,000 users. The newspaper is still relevant. Herald is the biggest. Those were the days where piracy was rampant. People would be burning music, CDs, videos. Those were the days of the TOK, the Biniman, the Capleton, the Sean Pauls, etc. Right? So, not a lot of Zimbabweans were really political these days. People were just busy going about their business or busy not being busy about their nothing to do, no business. Right? 2005. Things start not to be so good in Zimbabwe economically. We have the Voice of America, VOA. It begins a new half-hour morning broadcast of Studio 7 radio show to Zimbabwe on the AM and the shortwave band focusing on the country's March 31 parliamentary elections. Year 2005, 5 years Dakwana, guys. So Jonathan Moyo ceases to be Minister of Information. Pamashura Panangambo owns 100% local content, where we see all my broadcast channels, SM Zimbabwe, are broadcast local music, right? 2005, he ceases to become the Minister of Information. Same year 2005, we see Econet introducing EcoCash. The year 2006, we see Neanda Radio is formed. On DSTV free to air, TB Joshua forms Emmanuel TV. That's the time we begin to see a lot of Zimbabwean watching Emmanuel TV, right? Those miracle things and things. Yeah, a lot of people also were exposed to my African movies those days. And the Taiwan to Magalapa TV and Atonga Moyo. And then with him, and Samanyemba was still big there. Mzee Gala days, right? And even Jonathan Moyo Angasi series like a minister type of information. Those were the days of Jonathan Moyo, when Jonathan Moyo really ruled. Gideon Gono would come soon later on, right? 2006 is the year Nokia N70. My phone out and got a beta man, right? RIM, BlackBerry RIM. In South Africa now they were using BBW, BlackBerry Messenger, BBM, Sony Ericsson, Nokia 6600, Doangada Achunama phone. Then, towards the end of the year, Nokia releases N73. Yanga said it dinner, but it was bigger, right? 2007, we see Bluetooth file sharing and music sharing now becoming popular. We're now having polyphonic ringing tones because pane improvement fraternity my phones. That's when zimi.com also is formed. The year is 2007. Then 2008, the dark days in Zimbabwe. Now linear Econet was costing $150 net price. And at this time, Econet had 650,000 subscribers. I said, a million. This is the year 2008, right? Econet embarks on a network expansion project to increase its capacity to 12 million subscribers. Angaonego strive must see what those days. What had he seen these days? My visionary, they see. Year 2009. Year 2009, Econet launches Econet handsets, my phone Econet branded handsets. My lines do back at affordable papa because I think a phone actually $37. Phone via in a startup pack mukati, line national SIM card mukati momo. You via an airtime mukati. So people were no longer buying SIM cards, but they had to buy the phone from Econet and inside phone match on momo. Do my SIM card. That is the year 2009. Then, same year, 2009, Econet becomes the first operator in Zimbabwe to launch data services under 3G technology. The year is 2009. H-Metro is established. It's like the social scene of those days. My gossip stories are all getting traction, right? Now, this paper could make you or break you. Do right sound be right? Those days, and I trust cause of those guys, my journalists. I'm forgetting my names and get all my names. Anyways, that the same year, 2009, those guys do an achuna, uyu, right? Or talk a nyaya, pocket kanyaya on the phone. We are going to white chakati. We are from a picture, those guys, my reporter chichi, right? When we will be calling my H Metro, Makua, we don't max around chichi. It's so and thing, right? Oh, my adverts, food. Adverts, like show yako, pamberi, front page, ka advocate pa corner so, right? anapasho njava vangostowa ko zvakumadhezi vanga variko but vangostowa kuita zvavakuita, right? Ndipo vanenge vachiisa mukona imomo, right? So the recent H Metro actually he did that. Now, the year 2010, Daily News is reopened. We have the News Day. Tani News Day. Ne Daily News. We now have the News Day and the Daily News. Before that, back to 2009, before we had the News Day and the Daily News, back to 2009, another groundbreaking thing happened. We had G-Tide, yakatanga manufacture mafoni mu Zimbabwe in 2009, right? So we're having 2008 Econet line costing $150. 2009 Econet launches branded handsets, zinotengeswa in a SIM card, and then they introduced 3D internet services. Then 2009 again we see G-Tide launching Harare regional offices, right? G-Tide is the phone that is affordable. Phone inotengwa nemunhu wese with features like 3G, GPRS, Wi-Fi, in my internet browser, my media player, my camera, my radio, some G-Tide yangaitoranga na my TV. Yeah, imagine. Phone yanga ine TV utobuza area utanga utona bora rika na Zimbabwe and Nigeria utorika na patenge na utona zo areas, and then that's when people started using real sounding ringtones. Those days is when Botswana music and it becomes popular in Zimbabwe and Purungi and Chichi, right? That is the year 2009. This is following the GNU, the Government of National Unity between Mugabe and Morgan Tsvangirai. Then 2009, we see the Daily News being reopened, and also the News Day. Econet launches a broadband services that uses Wi-Fi WiMAX modem, right? So it's before we're having they're now Zol, right? Because this one from Econet will later branch out to become Zol. So they introduced the WiMAX modem, and now we're having internet in Zimbabwe. Econet is big. Before that, Tatina Africom, Powertel, Zesa, those things and things. But now, Econet is owned by Strive Massive or somebody who's charismatic. Those days, Steve Jobs in the US. You know, when Steve Jobs would announce something, everybody would just follow. Or Elon Musk, when he does something new, they just follow. Same applies to Strive Massive. Everybody just following, because if you don't follow Strive, maybe people will think you are hollow. Okay, so we're having the Daily News now. It's a big newspaper in Zimbabwe with the iconic blue Daily News. Ka newspaper kadiki, kauya ka fresh. Tatojera newspapers ziwombe, the Herald, right? Daily News, Rauya. And the Daily News name a page wobo, right? Many pages. Then again, 2010, we see Econet reducing my SIM cards prices now costing $2. And this $2, ukatenga $2, unengwe dollar airtime na kone dollar airtime imomo, right? 2011, we see Dr. Clarence starting TV7 Live, Zimbabwe's first YouTube live streaming channel. Then Android is introducing Android Gingerbread. Tatsatane lollipop, Kit Kat. They would come later in 2015. Now this is Android Gingerbread 2.1. My Android after popular, we're having to my Samsung GT 2012 ZFM is given license alongside Star FM. We see Superman 10 now is the man running broadcasting thing and thing with known Superman 10 as a broadcaster, as a legendary broadcaster, now him owning a radio station. It was big. You remember them Zimbabwe stamp upon my license because of politicking things. Then 2013, Econet Wireless Zimbabwe is now reached 8 million subscribers. 8 million people using Econet in the year 2013. Econet introduces 4G. 2013 again, we have a channel on DSTV. It's N7 is showcasing African news in another way. Of course, they looked unprofessional, etc., but they were in the grassroots. It was more like the first grasp that the people of Waiona in these areas that were watching DSTV got to citizen journalism. The closest we got to citizen journalism earlier on, right? Those were the days in my free-to-air channels, talking my decoder, my Wistech, my Philibao, my Photech, my Vivid, Photech Star. Those days, right, before they had been banned. And those days also we had another channel that was broadcasting in Zimbabwe. What was the name? I'm forgetting the name, but there was a free-to-air channel, Boss TV. Yeah, Boss TV, those same days. Then we see South Africa disconnecting its channels on the free-to-air decoders. Vanaochikwansikona ETV, SABC 1, 2, 3. Pakutagona noziya macodes kunjanyira macodes manamba ashona ichi, right? Vanhu vakuringa macodes pama decoder. And remember, piracy is still going on. That is the media that we have. And internet is becoming popular. It's becoming popular these days, right? Daily news is the thing and thing. Daily news is the main thing and thing there. We are having now many Facebook groups becoming popular. And as Zimba Nice, they were becoming popular. And I'm grade 7. Those were the days. Then now, Zimbabwe has many people on online news sites. Baba Jukwa is now doing his tang. The year is 2003 still. Baba Jukwa is big and popular on Facebook. 2014, we see Econet Wireless introducing WhatsApp bundles. Yeah, the introduction of WhatsApp bundles. That time when most Zimbabweans were saying, I'm using internet, they were on WhatsApp chat. Yeah. Remember, WhatsApp Pichpinda, not every phone had Android operating system. Some phones were still using some vintage systems like an Java. Right? Just my Java, chichi. WhatsApp, my phone, etc, and ting, my versions. Right? Yeah, Blackberry, you know, those things and things, right? Because it would have been logged. That is 2014, right? So we're entering. This is 2014, guys. Remember, Android is just starting to get big. Now we're used to my Android phones, and we forget where we came from. H Metro is doing it big. H Metro is ruling. Even on Facebook, there is H Metro. Even King Shadi, him sing a song, H Metro, yeah? H Metro, my days while, do tune chacho. Right. Some days my days out my newspaper. Remember, kuma 2000, my newspaper yango tengwa nema boss chat. Munu ukatuona kwa bata newspaper iro zikona uju anoenda kubasa. Do angara my days achona. My newspaper angare my minister nema MP. Team rema office rema 70th floor kuma floor number 23. Yeah, those were the days. Then the year 2015, Econet Wireless introduces USSD mobile news. Wakubusa news. USSD, you subscribe, you send my headlines, kudama international, my local, kudama sports news. Now people are starting to be interested in sports. People are starting things like betting, right? Social media bundles. Again, not only WhatsApp bundles, chat as example, we are earlier on in 2014. Now we have social media bundles. We have WhatsApp bundles. We have Facebook bundles and Opera Mini bundles. So you've downloaded Opera Mini, you browse the internet using Opera Mini bundles, right? So those days, yay, I never used the Opera Mini bundles. Anyways, but I was just thinking, let's just use the Opera Mini on the phone. All right, you just install an emulator on your computer, then you'll be using those bundles on your computer, on a laptop, Right, the year is 2015. We see cheap USD dollar data bundles, dollar for gig, $2 for 3 gig. That is 2015. People get even more active on social media. Right? Social media is taking over. Now social media is taking over. Jonathan Moyo remains an entity on Twitter, tweeting them ting, and he's big on Twitter. He's running the Twitter thing there. He's the sophisticated guy on Twitter. Tweeting. Yeah, the professor, Jonathan Moyo. 2016, Net One launches One Fusion. People started running one fusion, right? 2016 again, we see Ivan Mawarire on Facebook, something we had never seen before. Somebody from just an epistle of spoken word, going viral, going huge and big. We had only seen things going viral on Bluetooth, people sending etc, but now we're seeing one of the first viral videos in Zimbabwe, in the history of Zimbabwe Media, Yvonne Mawarire. This flag, the yellow on this flag is not Banana Republic or is not Triple C. Do you see? It's not Cerelac. It's not egg yolk. The yellow is Zig. The yellow is minerals. Yes, Zig gold. Yes, it is what it is. Right. 2017. Kwese TV officially launched operations on 30 January 2017. We see Kwese TV. Where do ane chuni chedu. Strike Masiwa, where do guys? Yeah, DSTV and the team of Nigeria. This is one of our own guys. He's doing his thing. Hey, let's support this thing, guys. Right? So it was a Zimbabwean pride, that thing there, Kwese TV. I expected it to go on Kwese everywhere. This guy is doing this thing now. Oh, Jesus. Now, social media jokes are now being used to cartoonize and demonize Mugabe. Vanokusenderana pa WhatsApp, vakusenderana ma picture ka edit kwa. Those days do pakatendera nge picture so yemwe face ngaka edit kwa pa side pa mbuyane and I'm forgetting the name ngaka fika short so pose mbobula nge picture ane mutkari ngere santane ma prisa. Those were the days, right? People were editing. Then people were starting to write stories also. Mang jokes and do pakatanga utendera ma jokes as neuro man for WhatsApp, right? We see my messages like him attended Mugabe Baga's Asante Sana. It was written like my chats. Munovonyat Asante Sana. But it's not really it means Ansatna Sana. Right? Then they was just sending forward. Message forwarded, picture forwarded, forwarded. One after everything mood rewarded. 2018. Social media plays a huge role in the Zimbabwe election. It would have played a huge role also. Pakubudis kwa baba Mugabe mu ofisi pachinzi parikuda kubiswa matsotsi ainge akavakomberedza madhezi iwayo ndo kwakanetsa you stop it Mama, stop it. So we're seeing here on social media again. We're seeing Mama Stop It extended around everywhere. Now, one has to be really careful how they handle themselves, right? So now it's a fight by politicians for public opinion. ZBC is not only now the only major force. In fact, people are beginning to shun away because wonder. When my satellite dish out, right? We are seeing my new free to air my decoder being sold, right? So social media is playing a huge role in the election, in the politics of Zimbabwe. We see even Tajamuka, those things, Mkwanans is still running Tajamuka, those things they were doing in Harare, Mtunazi, EDC, Mugabe akabuda chichi yosara wapina Mtunazi vokonzeresa Mugabe voya toro pa airport amana musakwinde dikisa izono asna mushaba den. Those were the days we're having to my flash mob chichi things and things. Even my protests, they would also be incited on social media now these days. My protests, inciting a shutdown, right? Or fear mongering, a certain speculation, because there's a time when speculation happened and people actually reacted to the speculation because it was the first time that the speculation would have happened in Zimbabwe. And those are the years. This time. And now, YouTube, TV7 Live is the biggest YouTube channel in Zimbabwe. A lot of events are happening, being streamed by many Zimbabwean YouTubers on live. We see funeral Yamdera Tuku there, being streamed there. 2019, we see Econet Media closing, Kwesa TV, due to a crisis. Kuti timenyika dzedza pizza mari Zimbabwe chete ndo yango pizza mari. You supporters mwe, right? So we should not undermine ourselves, guys. Zimbabwe got money. Zimbabwe ni mari, boys. Zimbabwe ni wanu ni mari, ni wasina mari. Yes, but Zimbabwe ni mari. Those story, that is a fact. It's a reality. We don't call it a fact. In fact, it is what it is. All right. So, Kwesa TV revenue coming from Zimbabwe only is supporting all the other Kwesa things and things, right? So, Zim Papers introduces home delivery. Zim Papers, of course, this time it still has their own delivery service. They're delivering to vendors. They'll be delivering in my lorry zabo. But you see them of vendors, EDC, my newspapers, Apocasia 3, Apocasia 4, Apocasia 7. One of those is like, you know, Pekar says, I don't know that, but they, Pekar, one thing about band 6, right? Don't know that area, you know, think about newspaper 6, area, you know, think about newspaper 7. All right, that information, I'm going to say that to manipulate those days, all right, by other analysts who will be wanting to be doing something else because those statistics do matter. Right. 14 January 2019, citizens around Zimbabwe took to the streets to protest a 150% fuel price hike. The nationwide action would have been called by Ivan Mawarire. Remember Ivan Mawarire. Angamboita this flag. Akatombetanga asisiko. Kukatombopinana esi Lumumba. Right. Then Ivan Mawarire comes back again. We see Ivan Mawarire. One of the team, they're calling for a protesting fuel hike. And other activists. One of the ZCTU, Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Union. So we see fight kama protests, pombo kama shutdown the internet. That is 2019. The year 2020. We see cyber security and data protection bill is gazetted. Year 2021. Cyber security and data protection act. Right, 2022, COVID, right, and not a lot of activity, right, even keeping President ED busy. 2024, before we get there, is 2023, where we see Zimbabwe now embarking on the first stage to build a $6 billion Zim Cyber City to become the first African country with a smart city, the Zim Cyber City. that is being built starting 2023, 2024, where we are right now. Ndiso Tirigo. I'm going to sign out. Dr. Clarence is the name. TV7 Live on Zimbabwe Media. As always, thank you for watching. And I'm out.